Now, in 1989, when that young mother over there was 3, and our granddaughter was nowhere to be seen, and neither was the son-in-law back then, I had a creative writing class in Wells. Young, keen teacher, and I had this thing about forms, poetic forms. And one of the very fashionable, trendy ways of writing poetry at the time was that you imagined you were something else, not just a persona, not just another person, but an object, and spoke and gave a description of the world around as you saw it. And this was an ingenious idea that, I thought this is perfect for my first writing class, at which Tim was present. And this is a little bit like a physics teacher having Einstein in the front row as well. Janet was also present. There was Pauline Thurkettle's daughter was also present. It was a class of geniuses. So I could not believe, I was a comprehensive school teacher. Some classes were good, some were very hard to get the messages into, around, under, whatever. Suddenly, you'd just start these people off, these adults off with an idea, and they would run with it, and it would be absolutely brilliant. So, of course, Janet probably was, I thought, I'll set my example, which was a stone speaking. And I wrote a villanelle, and I said, this is a very claustrophobic form, you can't get out of a villanelle, the stone's kind of very claustrophobic. See if you can come up with a form and some object that fits, that enables you to do that. So she came up with this one, this erratic boulder. And of course, in the process of it, she tells us all about the entire history of Sedgeford through the ages. And I've even got her handwritten notes to help me here, which I will give you as I go through. So this boulder is speaking. It's an Anglo-Saxon form. There's a lot of Saxon history in it. It starts with a Saxon word, which I've checked with 2 people before I've started how to say it. They both gave me different versions, but can I ask them again? Tim and John, how do you say what?
Well, I just thought it was quait.
Quait. Yeah, but you're a northerner, aren't you? Wait. I'll do wait on this occasion. Wait. In earth's making, my beginning, the long ice winter wrest me from my matrix, carried me many miles and melting left me. I lay on alien soil. Weird waits. Okay, the notes, glacial, so comes from left by the ice age, brought from the frozen north, left down here, but not here, actually moved here as well. And weird is fate. Okay. Men saw me, strange exile, deemed me a god, giving me place beside their goddess. Bountiful lady, bringer of life, lying in low meadows, far from the granite heights of northern hills. Ah, weird. Druids came, getting quite modern now. Druids came, chanting incantations, pouring libations liberally upon me, making sacrifice as the sun rose. Thus we dwelt during long centuries, none passed, but prayed that my lady might prosper. Mighty armies came crushing the people. Note from Janet, Romans. Wild seafarers seeking treasure, Danes. But my lady's power was absolute. We were held in awe. New priests came, Christianity, counted my lady for naught, changed her name, calling her Our Lady. But still supplicants sought us by our old names. A great church was built close by. When other men outlawed Our Lady, this is the Puritans, note from Janet, took her from the altar, threw her in the fire, said she was an idol. Still the lady stayed, still her bounty ran, rejoicing men who sang her praise, saying she had never failed them. Daily they came to collect her largesse, oft-times sitting on my surface, smoothed by countless hands, weird weights. Then came pipes, taps turned on. Now far from my unyielding forebears in soft fields, still I lie, whilst the lady's waters well up, cold and clear from chalky whiteness by my hard grey foot. Flocks graze close by, children play and frolic, and forgotten we remember. Ah, weird. But they pump from lakes lying deep in earth, water tables fall. Will my lady fail and die, leaving me to lie alone? Weird waits. Janet Hammond, 1989. Now the poem that Janet wrote about the storm and Susan Nobes, perhaps this is the moment to say that when I came across the story in the British Library about the thunderstorm and Susan, I was absolutely amazed because no one had ever mentioned it to me. I was actually trying to find out the deeds to our house, which we haven't been able to date, so that's what I was doing. Didn't manage to do that, but I found this other amazing story. And I went round, everyone I knew in Sedgeford, did you know about this storm and the fact that Susan Nobes died in the vestry and all of this, and the yard-wide hole blown in the... No, never heard of it. I asked Sharp, who know everything about this village from before it began until now. And Gary, you didn't know either, did you? It's nobody seemed to know. So I thought, I'm the only one that knows this. Why am I the only one that knows this? I've got to tell this story. So that was why the ballad was written, and that's why Vanessa and I have been telling it since 2014, silencing Halloween celebrations on occasion in pubs. We're a real, true ghost story. But when I asked Tim recently, can we do this here? He said, oh yeah, the 1819 thunderstorm. I was like, well, I don't know why I didn't ask you, but not only that, Janet had written that poem when I was doing that creative writing class. So I'd already known about it, but I'd completely forgotten, and certainly never remembered the name. So it kind of resurfaced. This was the poem that I should have remembered, which we've put to, Andy's put to music.
Well, I stole the tune from the elegy.
Oh, right. Your tune.
Can I put a drum on this one as well or not? The daily toil at last was done, the evening school collected, within the vestry of the church, first reading was perfected, then pitch pipe gave a single note, the class so sweetly sang, of Jesus Christ their gracious Lord, the praise to heaven rang. Outside the gathering clouds drew near, the earth as still foreboding, as birds fell silent on the bough, the land lay darkly brooding, with mighty crash this great storm broke, the electric fluid sped from top of tower through church. Come pray, the teacher said. to scout them out. Bright lightning blazed and blazed again, and thunder rolled unceasing. The tumult and the terror wild, with every crash increasing. The teacher and 2 children fell as lightning struck again. With frightened cries and fearful hearts, the others ran amain. In all the terror of the storm, a girl knelt down to pray. Indeed, dear Lord, I'll sin no more if I survive this day. At last the flashing lightning ceased, the rolling thunder died, the driving rain and howling wind did gradually subside. Some anxious fathers came into the church to take children home, for darkness now was falling fast, it was no night to roam. The teacher called his scattered flock, one answered not in dread. He went behind the vestry door, poor Susan Nobes lay dead. Upon her side black marks were found, struck by the lightning force. Her friends and parents, deeply grieved, wept by her lifeless corpse. The curate wrote a little tract, it lay in the parish chest, and struck a very godly fear in Sunday scholars' breast. His theme was clear and simple, he said we never know the hour, minute, second when we will all be called to go. We must repent, prepare ourselves for that predestined day, when heaven flings the thunderbolt that wings us on our way.
Susan Nobes. Right, lovely to have you all here. There's only 2 people I'm missing, and that's Diana Luton-Brain and Janet. But I hope in some way we brought both of them here because they were both really interested, utterly interested in this sort of thing. So that's the end of our little concert here. I'm going to interview Tim